Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode on the Silverleaf server, and today we are starting out at my head shop. So let's actually take a quick look and see whose heads we got. So we got 65's head and we got Golden Lamb's head so far, which is great. That's a great start. Let's actually get our inventory back up there. So, now that we have these two heads, I think the next thing that we need to do is actually make ourselves our laboratory. And I have the perfect place to do it. So let's head over there. So after traveling thousands of blocks across savanna biomes, mesa biomes, oceans, climbing and scaling mountains, and, trekking across roofed forests, yeah, that's a little difficult. But yes, after all that, I ended up here. And where is here? Well, I think this is where we're going to build our laboratory. So I found this awesome mountain, as you can see, all around me. And it looks kind of like a volcano. I've already started, as you can see down there. I'm going to change that up a bit because it looks terrible. And getting lava around here is very difficult for some reason. Yeah, there's not all that many lava pockets. And it's a challenge. It's needless to say, it's very much a challenge. Anyway, so I started here. Probably not going to keep this pathway. It's just to kind of give me an idea as to where I want to build. But I was thinking about building here, our laboratory. So I thought the perfect spot for a laboratory is, number one, very far away from spawn because, evil fox here, building a laboratory to put people's heads in a machine. It's probably not best to do it around where people live. I was just coming back from getting a bunch of sand, as you can see by my inventory, for the build that I'm about to do for a laboratory, and I just noticed this. Who's been putting sand all over my landscape? This is my area. Everywhere past that river over there, my area. This whole area. Everything the light touches is mine. Yeah, everything. And one day, that shopping district will be all mine too. Can't believe somebody just disrespected my landscape. Look, they did it here too. My goodness. The disrespect, the nerve of these people. Can you believe it? The nerve of these people. There we go. The nerve. Alright, so I got the outline of what I want to do down, I think. I guess all I have to do now is just put in the glass and then add in the floors and do all the interior stuff and the walls. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with those. I think I'm just going to do white concrete all the way up. And I'm actually going to put another section on the roof here just to finish it off because I think it needs to be a little bit taller than it already is. And then, of course, I've been adding these lava spikes, I guess, here and there, just in and around to fill up some space. And yeah, otherwise I would have kept going, but I ran out of food and I ran out of white concrete, and bones are very hard to get for white concrete. So I actually made, let's see if we can see it from up here. Oh, without falling and dying would be preferable. Let's just go over here and then you might be able to see, yeah. So I started on a bit of a wheat farm. That way, once it's all grown and everything, I can start actually getting some bone meal, which I can turn into white dye with a composter. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So I think right now what I have to do is just put in all the blue stained glass where I want it to. So all that big area here are going to be massive windows. I think that'll look pretty nice. And our floor to actually get in, we're actually going to use this, but we're going to move it around a bit. But that's going to be our entrance up there, and then all this is going to be all lava. But the spikes and stuff like that, I'm not sure what to call them. I guess spouts? That would be lava spouts. That makes a little more sense now, doesn't it? And then, yeah, and then all we have to do is the interior. Now, there's not a ton of room here, but we could always dig into the mountain if we wanted to. But yeah, anyways, I have some pretty awesome plans for this place, so I'm looking forward to it. Unfortunately, I forgot to actually time-lapse this, and I don't think it would have made all that nice of a time-lapse anyways, but what I could do is always just time-lapse this little time, just putting in all the blue stained glass. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and do that. guys, so there it is in all its glory, and I think it looks absolutely fantastic. So, as you can see, the top, I actually haven't done the back yet. Cutting out that mountain is actually a lot of work. But I did the whole bottom here, and if we take a closer look on the inside, yeah, so I actually wanted this to kind of go across from one side to the other on a diagonal like the front is, but I decided to cut into the mountain a little bit more than that just for some space. And I thought that if we're going to build a couple floors here, it's nice just to have flat back instead of trying to work with the diagonals on the interior. It's also easier to decorate, I think. Anyways, I also made this a little bit bigger as well so that we can get our lava flowing a little bit better out here. As you can see, I've been working away and be adding a few more blocks here and there as I've been able to get them. So I think, you know, when we're in a laboratory, the two colors that come to mind is number one, white. As you can tell, there's lots of white in here. And the other color is actually yellow. Yellow is kind of like a caution color. You know, when people are like, don't stand here, or be careful not to come too close. It's a color of caution. So I was thinking with this, since this is lava, we could actually cover this with yellow. And hopefully not burn ourselves in doing it. So I thought that would look nice, and then with all of our contraptions that we're going to build in here, we can outline them in yellow, and maybe blue if it's for good. Blue usually signifies, I hope I said that right, usually signifies health or something good. Same with green, is more for vegetation. So we can outline our builds with the different colored concrete. I think that's a pretty cool idea. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay, so there we have it. And I think it actually looks pretty nicely. I moved it back one block and over one block just so that it's tucked in the corner a little bit more, and we have more room for other contraptions or other decorations, depending on what we decide to do. And yeah, so there we have it. And we also have our little water station here. I actually had to block that off because water kept on, or lava kept on flowing onto it, and yeah, I didn't want that to turn into obsidian. So, if you have noticed, I have a bunch of really dark spots up in the corners. So what I was thinking was having some lava pillars going down and maybe even across, depending on how that would look. I think that might actually be interesting, and might also go with our theme of having kind of like an evil laboratory with all the lava around. Very kind of Star Wars like. You know that planet Mustafar? Yeah. Might look like that. Maybe we might go for that theme, although that was a lot more black instead of blue and white. But anyways, I think it would still look pretty nice. And yeah, alright, so I'm going to go ahead and start to do that. Okay, and if you guys don't know how this works, pretty much you just alternate slabs all the way up, and then you just place your lava right up at the top, and then you have this kind of cool effect. Now, let's just see if we can get down here, and then we can see what it looks like. There we go, our lava pillar. And I think that actually looks pretty cool right there. So I don't know if I'm going to do it with all the corners. So probably do one there, and then maybe I don't really need one there because the lava from the top of this is actually doing a pretty good job. But yeah, alright, so we have that. I might actually do it across the top just so that we have light going across the ceiling. I don't really like that dark spot there, but we'll see. Anyways, I think our next project will have to be our contraption that we're going to put all of our icky gooey heads that we got from our shop. So, how do we build this? Alright, give me a few minutes. I'm going to try and figure something out. Now, in order to make our machine, which we're going to put in there, we need to go into the nether to get some quartz. And since I don't fancy digging up a bunch of obsidian, we're going to go ahead and rebuild that portal down there, since the next closest portal is all the way back at spawn. So, I got my 2 obsidian here, and I got myself some enchants with our diamonds that we had before, as well as a diamond pickaxe, of course, to get the obsidian. So let's go into the nether and get some quartz. Okay, Now that we got all the obsidian in, let's light this portal. And... eh? There we go. Okay, basalt biome. Probably the worst possible biome to start off in. I hate this. Okay, this is one of the most sketchiest nether spawns I've ever seen. And yeah, there's not a lot of stuff here. But at least we got enough nether quartz to complete our machine. Okay, so this is the final product, in Ore the glowstone. That's just there until we get better lighting. But all we have to do is stuff in the head, and then we flip this lever to prime it, and then we press this button and it does a bunch of cool stuff. And we're missing a blue that sometimes happens. It just pops out for some reason. But yes, anyways, that's it. But we are not actually going to go through with that today. We're going to leave that to next episode because everybody loves a cliffhanger. So, on that note, everybody, I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button, be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you guys all in the next episode of Silverleaf. Ciao for now.